Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, executive editor at ClassicsToday.com, here with random reviews from the Overflow room. Yeah, let me get this thing going. There we go. Kind of amazing, isn't it? I mean, the tam-tam, I have to say, I know I obsess over them. They are fascinating instruments. I mean, you don't have to do anything to it. This is just a little mallet. It's hard. It weighs maybe half a pound. I don't know. And you just let it go. You don't have to hit it hard. Just let it its own weight carry it, and it sets the whole thing off. It's extraordinary, absolutely extraordinary. It's amazing what a couple of thousand years of musico-cultural development in the Orient will get you. Yeah, really cool. These are from Wuhan in China, and they are fabulous, beautiful, artisanal instruments. All right, you ready to go? Let's see, let me put this over here. And today's clump of Mussorgsky. We just keep going. We just keep going with more and more and more. Mussorgsky. What's this one? Pictures in an exhibition. Oh, God, I'm sorry. What can I tell you? With Yuri Timirkanov, the Chovanshchina Prelude, the Songs and Dances of Death, orchestrated by Shostakovich. And this is the Ravel version, and it's with the Royal Philharmonic. It's not like St. Petersburg or anything. I wonder, I think I wrote the notes to one of these, but it was when they reissued it on that strange mid-price or budget. What was it called? I don't remember. No, I didn't do these notes. Anyway, because I was doing some liner note writing for RCA at the time. And this is very good. It's very good. It's Royal Phil. It's nice to have the Songs and Dances of Death, which are always fun. I mean, what a catchy title. And we've got here Ravel Bolero, Debussy Sarabande and Dolls, pictures in an exhibition with the Concertgebouw and Chailly on eloquence. Boring! Yay! Finally, we find one that's actually not that interesting. It's not. I mean, the Concertgebouw plays beautifully. They never did a great pictures in an exhibition. It's kind of interesting because Colin Davis had a particularly awful early digital one on Philips, and Haitink never did it because it was probably, too much fun. He was a little dour. And these are just not particularly interesting either. Go figure. Oh, this was kind of fun. This is the pictures in an exhibition with Leif Segerstam and Nimi Järvi and the Finnish Radio Symphony Orchestra. They're doing different things. This is the Leo Funtek orchestration. A different orchestration. There are a few. I mean, what's his name? Mazur. And the New York Phil did the Gorchakov orchestration. It's not a very good orchestration. I mean, compared to Ravel. I mean, come on, compared to Ravel. Some people say, oh, well, it sounds more Russian. Yeah, because the orchestration sucks. I mean, no, we don't go there. But it's nice to have a different version. It's interesting. It's much more austere than Ravel's. And then we've got the usual Night on Bald Mountain, and this is all with Segerstam. And then the Songs and Dances of Death, arranged by Kalevi Aho, not the Shostakovich orchestration, with Martti Talvela, who's fabulous, and Nimi Järvi with the Finnish Radio on BIS, which we've been talking about recently. Fabulous stuff. Interesting. And, oh yeah, our good old Tosca person, Arturo Tosca person, Toscanini, a great pictures in an exhibition, and a great Elgar Enigma variations. I mean, he did both of these pieces extremely well. And, you have to remember, when it came to both of these works, I mean, Pictures in an Exhibition was modern music. Toscanini was in his 60s, I think, when Ravel did it. That arrangement, and when the Enigma variations came out in 1900, Toscanini was in his 30s. So, I mean, this is modern music. And here he is. One of the things that always blows my mind, of course, is that we have these stupid period instrument people telling us how late romantic music was supposed to go, when the people who were actually there and knew the composers and they were on the ground at the first performances were made recordings of it, and they tell us how it's really supposed to go. I mean, why are we even listening to those other people? These are very good sounding mono recordings from 1951 and 1953, and they are stunning. Absolutely stunning. Oh, here's like a Russian thing. Svetlanov and the USSR Symphony Orchestra doing pictures at an exhibition. And the Songs and Dances of Death arranged by Shostakovich. And let's see, that's basically about it. You get with who's singing. That's the real issue here is who's singing these things. Do they even tell us? And we have Golitsyn's Journey from Chovanshchina and the Triumphal March from the Capture of the Cars, recorded in 1989. The Pictures is in 1974. Oh, it's Irina Arkhipova, the mezzo. I mean, she's doing the Songs and Dances of Death. I mean, I don't really think this is a great Pictures in an exhibition, but it's good for the other stuff. So, the sound is typically, raw and miserable. Oh, this is a great record. Mussorgsky, Rimsky-Korsakov, and Tchaikovsky, songs and opera arias with Galina Vishnevskaya and her hubby, Mstislav Rostropovich. Oh, is this marvelous. So Mussorgsky, you've got the Songs and Dances of Death arranged by Shostakovich, which he did for her. That was his gift to her. And you've got three other songs, Hopak, Lullaby, and Darling Savishna. And then you've got Rimsky-Korsakov songs, which is really nifty, and some arias from Sadko and the Tsar's Bride and stuff like that. And then Tchaikovsky, the Snow Maiden aria, and a bunch of other songs. And Rostropovich plays the piano and conducts the London Phil. This is a fabulous disc of Russian song. It really is, and it belongs in every collection. It's EMI, Great Recordings of the Century. It's absolutely wonderful. I said wonderful again. I keep saying, kill me now. Sinopoli. Oh, this is terrific. There we go. Excellent. One of the best. No, it's really very fine. Pictures in an exhibition with the New York Phil brass section going crazy. Oh, it's just marvelous. Night on Bald Mountains, very, very fine. And the Ravel Vals Noble. We need a Sinopoli box. I keep saying this, especially his New York Phil stuff and things that are not. He was better there than he was with the Philharmonia and all that weird English stuff that he played very strangely, and his Mahler, which was really bizarre. But still, he was an interesting voice in our musical culture in the last, half of the 20th century. And he died way too young. He deserves a box. DG, maybe that will come someday. Here it is. I knew it was coming. I told you. In the last video, we talked about Lauren Mazel's Philharmonia, Pictures at an Exhibition. And here is the fabulous Telarc remake. This is an SACD, actually. But originally it wasn't. Originally it was just a regular Telarc disc, where you could watch your stylus try and track the big loud moments. Oh, it was wonderful. Night on Bald Mountain and Pictures. First rate with Cleveland. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Here's Gorchakov. Remember we mentioned Gorchakov version. There's Funtek and there's Gorchakov. And here it is with Court Mazur and the London Philharmonic, along with Prokofiev's Classical Symphony. Well, at least it's not a Night on Bald Mountain. You've got to count your blessings with Pictures in an Exhibition performances. This is one of the more interesting ones because it is a different orchestration. And Gorchakov's orchestration is like Leo Funtek's, darker, more austere, some say more authentic, more true to the Russian soul. But that's bullshit, because we all know that the Russian soul, to the extent they have one, is French. So I don't know what people are complaining about. But this was on Teldec, Warner Teldec. It's in the Mazur box, I believe. There's a Mazur Teldec Warner box that we talked about a few moons ago. And last but not least, yes, Boris Godunov. This is the Bolshoi production in stereo, recorded in Moscow with George London. That's right. It was George London. And for 1963, who's Fyodor and Xenia? We don't care about them. Shusky is Georgy Shulpin. And Grigory is Vladimir Ivanovsky. And Irina Arkhipova is Marina. And the Fool is Anton Grigoriev. This is conducted by the wonderful, musicianly, elegant Alexander Melik-Pesheyev. He was a fantastic conductor. He was removed from the Bolshoi for whatever stupid political reason. They did things to people back then. Really a first-class musician. If you haven't heard his Tchaikovsky Patatik Symphony, and you can find it, you should, because it's absolutely marvelous. Anyway, this is a terrific performance. And George London was maybe a bit past his prime at this point. He's a little shaky, but he was a great Boris Godunov. I mean, he was. And you had this American singer doing it in Russia. It was a big deal. It was a, East-West political Cold War epic at that point. And it's on Sony, right? Yeah, Sony Classical. Yeah, this is a real collector's item too. It was a real historical event of its time and place, and artistically very satisfying. Melik Pashayev did Boris Godunov a couple times. We will be back with him, I believe, and with Galina Vishnevskaya. I think it's right over there. But we're not done with Mussorgsky yet. We've only done 4 videos, and we have several to go. So keep on listening, friends. Thanks for joining me. Take care.